best lead generation sources of the year, in my opinion, which is the Easter egg hunt. Um, and just to give you guys like a little backstory on this. Sorry, I didn't realize my video wasn't on. There we go. Now y'all can see me. To give you guys a little backstory on this, when I was running a school in Chicago, we used to do Easter egg hunts and different community events. And we'd put all this time, energy, and money into these events, and then we'd get 0 students out of it. So there was a few years where I just stopped doing these because I couldn't figure out how to get members out of it. And then coming out of the pandemic, we started testing some things and just figured out it's actually not that hard to get members at these events. And what we do is we focus on paid trials mostly. But the way that we market this is super creative in the sense that on average, and for those of you guys that have done it before, you know this as well, like we will fill up 300, 400 spots in a week, like spending like 10 to 20 bucks a day on a boosted post. So it's super easy to fill up. But in this call today, I just want to go over the marketing with you guys. I want to go over our SOP for how to run the event. So you guys can see how we run it and how we actually convert people into trials at the event. And then for everyone that's an agency client, the cool thing is we set up your landing pages, we set up your automations for you for all of this. Really, the main thing you're going to do is just boost the post, which we have an SOP for. And then just you'll be responding to people and running the event essentially. So we're going to jump into all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share. As always, guys, too, if you have any questions as we're going through anything, just interrupt me. I'll be happy to help. All right, let's get. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, cool. So first thing I want to show you guys is when you guys fill out our Easter egg hunt request form, that's probably going to get sent out later at the end of this week. You guys will have it. We're going to set up a custom landing page that looks similar to this for you guys, where it has all copy and stuff that's been proven. And what we do is we have a Canva file for the flyer, and we just have you change the flyer for your date, time, put your logo on there if you want, and then you send it to us and we will put it on the actual egg hunt page for you. And then there's some frequently asked questions at the bottom. And essentially what will happen is, and this one's not active right now, but you guys will get an idea. When they click this, it's going to take them to a calendar page. Typically, the way we set this up is we have one of 3 times that they can choose for the Easter egg hunt. So we traditionally just do 10, 11, 12. The Easter egg hunt itself is done in like 5 minutes. Those kids, like, they're like a swarm. They just go through and get all the eggs up in like less than 5 minutes. We also will stagger the egg hunts by age, meaning that let's say we have 100 kids show up for 10 o'clock. We'll let all the kids 5 and under, we give them like a 15-second head start. So that way they can all get a chance to get some eggs, and then we let the rest of the kids go. We also require for all the kids 5 and under, they have to have a parent walking with them to pick up the eggs, but the parent is not allowed to touch any of the eggs themselves, because otherwise you're going to have some random greedy parent that's just grabbing all the eggs for their 4-year-old. So that helps prevent that. We don't actually allow the parents to pick up the eggs. They can point the eggs out to the kids and all of that, but that is as far as they can go with that. Okay, we go through everything. Let's start with some of the marketing aspect of this. So what I recommend is you're going to want to create a Facebook event, and our SOP will show all of this. We give you copy for everything. You'll see the copy hasn't changed from last year because it kicked ass last year. We're not going to change it if it's working. So we're using the same copy as last year, but it's really easy for you guys when you create your Facebook event to put this in for the description. You're just copy pasting and then inserting your date and your town in there. The boosted event copy. So what we do is in the SOP, we actually have you boost this event as an ad on Facebook, and you want to direct them to the landing page link that you get from Relentless as their place to go RSVP. So we require everyone to RSVP. Typically what we do is we just have them show us their confirmation text message they receive as proof that they registered. Okay, so when they check in at the event, they're just showing us the text that they received. And as long as they receive that text, good. If they don't have a text, we just have them fill out a waiver at the actual check-in table. And then that lets them in. We very rarely turn people away if they haven't registered, because it's just more opportunities, if anything. Let's go over the pre-event SOP. So when you guys fill out our form, you guys are gonna get sent all of this. A lot of it is also in martial arts systems. If you guys go through the event marketing, there's training on the Easter egg hunt, so that you can also rewatch that to see me go over the SOP and everything. We give you a Canva template, so it's really easy to use. You can drag, drop, change whatever you want on here, and make it your own. Notice it's not called ABC Martial Arts Easter egg hunt. Okay, we market it as our town's best Easter egg hunt. What we found is when you make it like ABC Martial Arts Easter egg hunt, you are going to alienate a lot of people that would go to an Easter egg hunt but aren't necessarily interested in martial arts right now. So when you just call it like your town's best Easter egg hunt, it makes it open to everybody. So there's no preconceived notion of the people coming why is it at a martial arts school? Do we have to be interested in martial arts or do martial arts? Any of that stuff. We want to this numbers game. We want to get as many people in the community there as possible. The other thing I would really encourage you guys to do is when you create this flyer, be posting this in every single parent group on Facebook in your area. Like you'll get so many people just from doing that. Our last Christmas event we did, it was funny. I was behind on boosting the post and I posted in all of the parent groups near us and it filled up like 200 spots just from posting in parent groups. Like it was that fast and I was like over a 48-hour time span. So that can be really, really powerful. Going back to our SOP here, you're going to see that we have even a tutorial of me going over how to create your Facebook event page. So it's going to walk you through the entire process of how to do it. That way, if you've never done it before, if you haven't done it in a while, it's easy. We have the copy linked in here as well. And then we also are going to have an automatic confirmation sequence. Now, if there's anyone on this call that's not a Relentless client, you want to make sure that when they register for the Easter egg hunt, they get a text and email immediately confirming their registration. And then you need to at least have another one that goes out the day before and then one at least an hour before the event. So that way they're constantly getting reminded. Because the one thing we have to remember is with free events, it has a higher no-show percentage because they don't have anything to lose by not showing up, right? So we have to be on top of confirming those people as many times as possible. I think the best way to do it, besides when the automations run, is to actually pick up the phone and call all these people. Because now you have an opportunity to build rapport with each one of them before the event starts, which means they're going to show up to the event and be a bit more educated than the average person, which also means that when you have a conversation with them about buying a trial at the event, it's a much easier conversation to have because there's also already been some trust built over the phone. For boosting the event, I recommend doing this 2 weeks prior to the event. I found if you do 4 weeks prior, it can be too long, where people register, they forget about the event, they forget they registered, and you have a higher increase of no-shows. And any other event you throw in your school, I would tell you 4 to 6 weeks, you should be advertising ahead of time. This one with the boosted post, we found that like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks is probably the best time to start boosting the post. Because most people aren't planning their, excuse me, their Easter egg hunt out like a month and a half in advance. It's more of those things like, oh yeah, it's Easter coming up. What are we going to do with the kids type of thing? So that's why we do it 2 weeks before. And like I said earlier, we give you all the ad copy and all of that stuff. And then for everyone that's a Relentless client on this call, your follow-up sequence will be set to start the Monday after the event at 10 a.m. Okay, which means super important that you have someone available to answer questions from people at 10 a.m. the Monday after. Because you're gonna have a bunch of texts going out, and then we have, if I remember correctly, 3 days of follow-up text messages that go out. So you just want to make sure that whoever's in charge of lead follow-up on your team is paying attention in the mornings, because if those questions sit unanswered for more than 5 to 10 minutes, most likely that conversation is going to die. So it's super important to make sure that you have someone readily available to respond to those. Okay, continuing on.
Hey, Adam, let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Hey, when you call somebody beforehand, give me a quick rundown on how that phone conversation would go if you were calling somebody.
Yeah, so just say, hey, this is Adam from Chandler's Best Easter Egg Hunt. Just want to give you guys a courtesy call just to confirm that you guys will be able to make it this Saturday or whenever it is, this Saturday at 10 a.m. Are you guys still able to make it? Awesome. Can I confirm the number of people in your party? 5. Very good. And how old are your kids? Then we use that to segue into martial arts.
I got you.
So when they're like, I have a 6 and a 7-year-old. Oh my God, that's such a perfect age. You know, we're gonna have our martial arts school there, and we're doing this like annual deal that we only do at our Easter egg hunt. And I know that every parent wants their kid to become more confident, more focused, and develop into the skills that's going to make them into an athlete. And the special we have this day is something you want to pay attention to because we only have 25 of them available, and we have 500 people coming to this, so it's going to sell out fast. Just want to give you a heads up. So that way, all we do is we just start pre-framing a little bit through the phone call like that. And I always use the age as a catalyst for that. And I'll say a lot of the people you talk to are probably going to be under martial art age as well, because you are going to have some people that come with like their 3-year-old or something. So that way it just helps you to segment. And then as you're calling them, I would just sort of note, whether it's on a spreadsheet or in their Relentless contact in the software, just note like martial arts age or something that's going to allow you to realize who are the right people for converting into a trial, essentially. Good question. Okay, let's go into the actual egg hunt itself. Okay, so week before the event, what we do is at our egg hunt, we also have pictures with the Easter Bunny. We buy Easter Bunny suit on Amazon, and we just have one of our team members wear the suit. Okay, just to make sure it's someone that's energetic. And then we have a phone set up. We used to do, or sorry, we actually don't even do the phone or camera setup anymore. What we do is the family will get in the picture with the Easter Bunny. They'll hand whoever our photographer is their phone. We take the picture on their phone so they have it, and we give it back to them. Logistically, we used to email out a link, a Google Drive link with everyone's photo in it, but then they have to sort through everything, and it's sort of a pain in the butt for them. So now we switch where we just have them hand us their phone. We take a bunch of pictures on their phone of them in the Easter Bunny. We hand it back to them, and now they have their pictures and they're good to go. And honestly, most phones nowadays, the quality of photo is pretty close to a professional camera anyway. And now they have it instantly. They can share it right away. They can tag you guys, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is our SOP. So you guys will have an editable version of this in the martial arts systems course that you guys can go ahead and change however you want. But leading up to the event, even before the week before, you need to order Easter eggs. Okay, we like ordering the pre-filled Easter eggs, and we pretty much do 2/3 candy-filled eggs, 1/3 toys and eggs. The pre-filled eggs just saves time, honestly, and it's way easier. And then what we do is we also go on Amazon and we buy golden eggs. And in those golden eggs, we usually put cash. So most of it is going to be singles in there. Then we're going to have some 5s, less amount of 10s, and then we have a couple 20s that we put in each of the egg hunts as well. The main reason we do that is for marketing. So that way we can actually promote like, hey, we have golden eggs that you can grab that actually have cash in it. Because there's no other Easter egg hunt in our area that has cash. It's all candy-filled eggs. So it gets you to set yourself apart. I would also brag in your marketing about how many eggs you have for the event. So like last year we had 10,000 eggs. So when we're marketing, we're talking about how we have 10,000 eggs. So that way parents know that, hey, this isn't going to be a typical egg hunt where your kid lives with 2 eggs. Like their basket's going to be full when they leave, which is very true.
How do you fill 10,000 eggs?
They're pre-filled. Yeah, so there's a bunch of websites where you can order pre-filled eggs from. And to me, that's like just the most cost effective. So I don't want to have to ask our parents to fill eggs. I don't want to have to have our team spend hours filling eggs either. Okay, also leading up to the event, you want to buy Easter baskets. So what we do is for our trials that we sell at the event, we have an Easter basket, we have fake grass in there, we have the uniform sitting in there, we usually have a book that we give them, and then we fill the basket with candy as well. And then we do half price on our trial for that day. So we usually do 21 days for $21 as a trial. We give them the trial for $10 that day. And what we do is we have a sandwich sign that we have out, or banners, either one is fine, that you have out in front of your table, and we'll sort of go through how this is set up in a second. And you want a QR code on there that takes them right to a checkout page so they can pay for the trial right from their phone. It just makes it more convenient. And that way you don't have to have them putting their credit card information on your iPad or anything like that. It's all done through their phone. You want to make sure on that signage it says your normal trial price, and then there's a giant X over it, and then you put today only $10 or whatever you want to charge for that. We typically will set up 30 baskets total. The first year we did this, we set up 15. And after the first 10 o'clock Easter egg hunt, we had one left, and we were like, oh crap, we didn't order enough baskets. So we were just like giving people uniforms with books on top of it, and like just sort of winging it the rest of the day. So we order about 30. And then you will have those displayed. And typically what we do, and this is the same as like our trunk or treats, if you've done that and followed our model, it's pretty similar. We have a giant branded canopy outside our school, and that's the check-in area. And basically we do an L shape with tables at this check-in area. So one table is just gonna be for checking in, where they come, they show us their the confirmation text. If they don't have it, they fill out a waiver at that table. From there, we say, hey, you're gonna go to the next table to get your ticket for the Easter egg hunt. Well, the next table is gonna be your booth for selling trials. So for us, we have all the baskets laid up there. We pitch the parent. If the parent buys a trial, they also get to have their kid break a board right there at the table. So that's something we recently added at our Halloween event that worked out really well. So we'll have some boards sitting there, and part of the incentive is they get to have their kid break a board that day. And then they also get that basket they get to leave with as well. For your Easter bunny shoot, you want to have some sort of Easter backdrop. So we have a backdrop pretty much for every holiday event that we will put up. Easter bunny suit, like we talked about. If you're doing your egg hunt outdoors, just make sure you have cones marking off the area. This year we're doing all ours entirely indoors because we don't have a grass area at Move. So basically what we're doing is we're gonna be separating them by ages. So we do 2 egg hunts every hour. And what we'll do is we'll have like the younger kids, the 8 and under, do the first egg hunt. Everyone will leave the mat area, the doors will get closed, next egg hunt gets reset, and then all the kids 9 and older will do the second one. And then meanwhile, while the 9 and older kids are doing the second one, all the 8 and under kids are getting their photos with the Easter bunny in our lobby area. We also, if you guys don't have shirts for your staff that makes them stand out against everyone else, make sure you have lanyards or something so it's easy to identify who is actually a staff member and who's not. We used to use glow lanyards before we had staff shirts, just to separate who's staff and who's not. Those are on Amazon, by the way, if you need to get those. Also, I would recommend having speakers outside by your check-in table, just with music playing. We have a microphone too, so if we need to make like general announcements to people while they're in the check-in line, you have that. Obviously, Easter eggs, some holder for your backdrop, and then chairs, benches, whatever you need for check-in station for people to sit in. Okay, stuff to order. So for us, we get our Easter baskets. If you don't have a sign with your trial deal or a banner, like you guys can get literally those roll-up banners for like around $100 online. So it's pretty cost effective to have that, and you just reuse it every year. For us, we try and get as many people in our shopping center and as many businesses involved with the egg hunt as possible. So what we do is we talk to all the businesses in the area, and we just ask if they want to donate eggs with like coupons in it. If they want to give us things to hand out to the people at the egg hunt, if they want to have a table set up where they're selling whatever at the egg hunt. We try and make it almost like an entire strip mall event, because for multiple reasons. Number one, you're less likely to have neighbors complaining about you if they're part of the event, because you will fill up your parking lot at these events for sure. The second part of this is I found that the better relationship we have with these businesses, the more we include them with the events, the more they advocate on our behalf for anything that we need with the landlord. We have one location, like the Starbucks by it is they do all of their shifts based on our events and our class schedule. So they always have more people like on hand when they know that we have classes going on, because all of our parents go over there. So the power of having like relationships like that is anytime we have to ask the landlord for permission for something, it's always a yes, because like, man, your neighbors always love you guys because you always get them business and help them out. So it's just good relationships to have, and then it's easy to get rack cards in all those businesses as well. Gold eggs, hand stamps, or tickets for the check-in table work. Doesn't matter which one, honestly, we've done both, but you just need to give them something for going to the table to get pitched for the trial. That's all it is. We talked about the sandwich sign, and then we always have some extra like Easter themed bags for all the participants. Good amount of them bring their own basket, but some forget, so we want to have something for them to put all their eggs in as well. Okay, for staffing assignments, so you want whoever your best salesperson is at the trial sales table. All right, one of the common mistakes I see with a lot of martial arts schools is they take their best people and they put them in the worst possible spots when it comes to the event that doesn't actually like use their superpower. So like your best instructor should probably be on the mat leading the group with groups with lots of energy, and then your best salesperson needs to be selling at the event. If you're doing inside outside, you want to make sure you have your team split up between whoever's outside and whoever's inside running egg hunts. You also want to make sure you have someone on the camera that's taking pictures, but also regulating the line for the pictures with the Easter Bunny. Obviously, you need someone in the Easter Bunny suit. This is just general, and we'll have multiple people in each of these areas. If you are a single operator, like you don't have a team yet, talk to your parents at your school and see if some of them can volunteer as well. And then if you don't have anyone wear the Easter Bunny suit, you can use a website like gigsalad.com, and there's Easter bunnies that you can hire to come and be the Easter Bunny at your event if needed. Okay, the way that we do the order of events the day of, our whole team arrives at 8:30 to set up, and then 9:30 a.m. is when our check-in begins. We have this pretty much down to a science at this point with setup, so we can get the whole thing done in under an hour, usually 30 to 45 minutes, and then still have time for a pre-event meeting with everyone. You guys will see everything that we set up on here. When we do the Easter egg hunt inside, we're pretty much just taking every piece of equipment in the school, putting it on the mat and hiding eggs under it. It's really not so much of a hunt because you walk out and there's just eggs everywhere. It's just more of like who can gather the most eggs type of thing. We do check-in at 9:30, like I said, and then again we separate the age groups. It's up to you how you separate it. I think I said 8 and under. It looks like we do 7 or under 7, and then 7 and older. And then you will have plenty of time in between egg hunts to clean up and prep for the next group, because like I said, the egg hunt itself takes like 5 minutes. Those kids get those eggs so dang fast. So we just reset each time for the next group. Clean up and set up if you have classes afterwards. We have a black belt training class that we never cancel, so we still have that class afterwards. I also find out community events are a good time to do like just like a team lunch or something, or take your team out for ice cream afterwards. Good opportunity since you have everyone together to do some bonding. Any additional notes, you just drop in the bottom here. So for us, we put where everyone lines up ahead of time to make it easy, where the Easter Bunny is going to be set up, and just any additional notes that your team needs to know goes on there. And then what we do, guys, is our 2 meetings, the 2 weeks before the egg hunt, we're pretty much doing walkthroughs with the team of how everything's going to set up, where it should be placed according to this SOP, what everyone's responsibilities are the day of the event. And we go over it twice, and then we also role play the sales process at the check-in or at the trial table. Okay, so it's really simple. If you guys remember VIPing back in the day, it's not too far off from that. Okay, so when the parents come over, we just say, hey guys, super excited to have you here. Let's get you your hand stamp to go do the egg hunt or go get a picture with the Easter Bunny, whatever reason you want to give for stamping their hand. It doesn't really matter. Also, just want to let you guys know, because these are going to sell out. You always have to stress that these are going to sell out. They sell out every year, something to that effect. Okay, we sell out every year. This is the only time that we do our 21-day trial special for only $10. It includes the uniform or t-shirt, whatever you're giving. You get a whole basket full of candy and a book as well. Do you guys want to grab one of these before we're out? And that's all we say. Okay, and then it's a yes or a no, and then it's, hey, it's really easy to get started. Just scan this QR code, pay the $10 through your phone. You guys leave with this and you're good to go. And then you'll be able to self-schedule your first lesson. Okay, typically for egg hunts, we shoot for 15 trials as our goal to sell throughout the egg hunt. And typically with these, if you're using our sales system, you're probably enrolling 85% of them. So you're probably at the end of the day getting about 12 to 13 members if you're getting at least 15 trials from this event. Okay, the part where I see people mess this process up is they don't have enough people selling. So I recommend having 2 people selling, especially when you have hundreds of people coming up. One person is going to create a backup, because as soon as they're helping someone to sign up, now the rest of the line is waiting. So you don't want that to happen. So I'd have at least 2 people selling. And then I still go to our Easter egg events and I usually float. So I will float around, and as soon as I see the salespeople stuck in conversations, I go over there and I assist them with selling. So I go over there and help them as needed. And then for the board break, you just have one of your part-timers or one of your leadership team people, someone that's old enough to just hold the board for a stomp. And once someone signs up, you just say, hey, go see Mark over here. Mark's going to hold the board for Johnny to show him exactly what to do. So really simple on that side. Okay, I'm going to pause real quick for any questions that you guys have about anything that we've covered so far. Pictures of the baskets, I will check. That would be a good thing to have, wouldn't it? But yeah, I will check on that.
What's the square footage of your school with all those eggs?
It's the new one is 3,700 square feet. Good questions. What else, guys? Any other questions?
Adam, if you're doing it for the first time, what should be the goal for the number of kids coming in?
That is going to be based on, are you doing it all inside, Nick?
Probably.
Okay. I would probably say I would probably keep 75 to 100 registrations per hour, because you're probably going to have 25% that don't show up. So if you do 100, expect 75 to be there. We've managed 100 an hour pretty consistently over the last 4 years. And then we just split them up into 2 groups when they do the egg hunt. And I would say based on the number of eggs we order, every kid usually ends up with like 10 to 20 eggs when they leave. And the script your sales team uses for selling trials in the doc, or does it? I can add that too. I'll add that to the bottom of it so you guys have it.
We do ads through Relentless. Do we fall under the categories that you're talking about when it comes to all this stuff up?
Yeah, so anyone that's on like Done For You Dojo or the Ad Ninja program, we do all the setup for you. The only thing you have to do is create the Facebook event and then boost the event. And then we will set up the landing page for you. We'll set up the follow-up automations, and we'll also set up the confirmation automations as well. So that way it's very minimal of what you have to do on your part.
I just want to confirm. So if I'm part of Relentless Media Agency, I get all of those things. Is that correct?
Okay. Yep. Yeah, we want to make it as easy for you guys as possible. Also, for those of you guys that have done egg hunts before, do you guys have any tips just from what you've seen for the rest of the people that haven't done it yet?
We've been doing ours for 2 years now. One thing that I got very lucky with her, it was a local face painter that actually reached out to me during our Halloween event, and she's become a staple at every single one that we do. She only charges $5, and honestly, her line beats out our line every time for sales. So it gives people one more reason to kind of hang out, and while they're waiting for the face painter, it gives our team a chance to kind of hang out. So if you can't get a direct business to come in, ice cream trucks, face painter, hair braider, anything like that, like kind of entertainment is a huge piece of it because it just adds like a little bit more to it.
Love that. The other thing I would add to that too, that we did for our holiday event that went great. We had like an ornament making station at the holiday event, and we had a bunch of tables set up, and all the kids had ornaments that they made. Don't go with glitter. We made that mistake, and like there's just glitter everywhere. But having some sort of arts and crafts station for the kids, so that way if they are waiting, they're not bored, they have something to do, and then they also have something to take home with them. And then I would try, and whatever you do, incorporate your logo on it in some form, even if it's coloring sheets. So that way they're leaving with something with it on there, if that makes sense. And that's an easy, really inexpensive way to keep kids entertained during the event. I think face painting is great. We've done events too where we had like a magician walk around and just do like close-up magic tricks with the kids. We use Gig Salad pretty often to find people like that. So that's good. Balloon animals is another really good one. If you have someone walk around making balloon animals, kids will go crazy over that. All right, Action Karate, I see you have a question. Let me see, get you unmuted here.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. I did this event last year. We started with probably a 10-minute free karate class and then went into the sale. Have you guys ever done anything like that? Do you think just stick with, hey, having like that stamp station where they get the pitch, they have the option to do it? This was also through, we were the whatever neighborhood, we were the outdoor Easter egg hunt at the local park. We were the ones who actually operated and ran it. So it was through the community as well. It wasn't in the school.
That's cool. I think I don't think there's anything wrong with doing a free small karate class with it. Especially if you're at outdoors in a park. I think that's a cool add-on for it. The only reason we don't do it is because the time to reset the mat for doing 2 egg hunts in 1 hour is really the only main reason. We originally back in the day used to do 5 minutes of karate games afterwards, but it didn't really help us sell anymore from what we saw. So we tested 1 year without doing it, and I don't know the reason why, but we sold more trials that year. I don't know if we just got better at the sales process. I don't know if it was directly related to martial arts per se, but yeah, I think if it works and is a good experience and adds to it for the kids, why not? Well, any other questions, guys?
I just wanted to get your opinion on it. While you were talking, I was thinking about the photos. So basically, the parents are going to have the photos back with their on their phone. What are your thoughts on doing a tagging contest at the event? So everyone who tags it, we maybe do a Amazon gift card raffle or something.
I love it.
Yeah. Do you think that would be kind of add to it?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's really smart. Yeah, I think you could do that. I think you could do a review contest if you want. We're hey, while you guys are here, if you just leave us a review, that's all. We're not asking for any payment for this event. The way that you can pay us back is just leave us a great review online. So I think you can do a couple different ways. Just depends on what your goals are. Yeah, but I think that's a great idea.
How do you feel like you could I mean, you're talking about a lot of different things here, if you were going to Facebook, if you were going to do, the review contest, hey, I'm selling you trials, the best way to come across to everybody with that, when they're physically there.
The trials is all going to be one-on-one conversations after they check-in table. So that one's pretty easy. For the rest of it, it's going to be signage. It's going to be announcing it while people are in the lobby, while they're waiting. Whatever it is, whatever you're having them do, if it's social wise, I would make sure that I have something that directs people to our social media page. So a QR code or something. The review thing, same thing. I would have a QR code that takes them directly to your Google review page. So that way they can leave a review for you. So just making it simple. You can even have little flyers maybe that you even hand out while they're waiting in line for pictures. because they don't really have anything to do while they're waiting in line. So it gives them something proactive to do. Yeah, I think that, and just having your team know how to talk to everyone about it on a one-on-one basis is what'll make it work. I like the review idea, because there's almost going to be like a little bit of guilt on their end if you just straight up ask them for a review. Be like, hey, we're so glad you guys came to this free event. We love just investing in the community and giving back. And if you'd be so kind, the only thing that we would like to ask for is just leave us a review about your experience with our team. Good questions. If you're doing the egg hunt indoors, or you're having them take their shoes off, I probably would, for just because that amount of foot traffic is going to be insane on your mat. And who knows what they were walking through on the way to come in. So mud on the mat could be a bad experience for everyone. Also, I think most of us would be keeping our fingers crossed, hoping it's mud if we saw it on the mat. But yeah, I would ask them to take their shoes off just so it doesn't ruin your mats. Is that Nicole back there? Hey, Nicole. Okay, any other questions? You guys have me here, ask away. To submit this, guys, there's gonna be a form that gets sent out. I'll confirm the date. I want to say it's Friday. But Relentless will send out a form to every client to fill out. And you fill out that form, is pretty much saying, hey, I want you guys to set up the Easter egg hunt in our accounts and have it ready to go so we can start marketing it. Just so I stress this, if you do not fill out that form, it won't get loaded in your account. So just make sure you guys fill out the form that gets sent out to get it loaded. There also is a deadline that will be on that form of when we need it filled out by, to ensure that our team can get it set up for you in time. Okay, so I encourage you guys not to procrastinate, because every year the deadline will pass, and then I'll have like 20 people hit me up and be like, can I still get my egg hunt up? And we're like, you gave me like a month to do it, man. Sorry. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I would encourage you guys to also just revisit the egg hunt training in the martial arts systems course as well, because I go through and break down each document in detail on there. But if you guys have any questions, just feel free to reach out to support. We're happy to help you guys, and we will see you on next month's webinar. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.